In my quest to leave a mark on the culture and make hip hop proud, I'd like to welcome you all to another episode of The Essence. The Essence is presented by TED TV and powered by Validated Magazine. I am your host, KB Tyndall. Today, I have a fashion mogul that originally hails from Hollis, Queens. He's a fashion visionary that serves as the executive vice president, creative director, and co-founder of one of the most iconic brands in history known as FUBU. He is an author of multiple books, and he has served as a license holder and a consultant for several multi-million-dollar brands such as Samsung, Coogee, LRG, Sean John, Crown Holder, Kappa, and Ted Baker, just to name a few. He is also the founder and CEO of the ForUsByUs network and has plans on bringing you multiple shows of streaming entertainment for your pleasure. He is a tech mogul, a United States Navy Desert Storm veteran, and a humanitarian. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to this episode of The Essence, a brother that I have known for more than 40 years and have respected for that amount of time, Mr. J. Alexander Martin.
Wow. This is one of those things where this is an out-of-body experience. This man's about to ask me questions that he already know. One, two, he knows since I was 10. So let's figure out how this is going to go.
Yeah, well.
and he dated my sister. So let's go.
That's right. I definitely did. We go back like that. That's crazy.
I should be asking you questions.
I know, right? All right, man. Let's jump right into it. What's your first memory of hip hop and fashion?
I mean, you got to go back to the Run DMC era.
Mm-hmm.
My Adidas. We grow up together. In Hollis, Queens.
Right.
Literally, down the block, Castle was right there, and then you could go to Hollis, or you could go to Farmers. So we had the best of both worlds. So we had the drug dealers and farmers hanging out on the rock, and they was wearing the freshest gear. That's usually the words from back then. And we just look at them with their cars and all that. Or you can go to Hollis, see Run DMC wearing the freshest gear. So we had it from both angles. Because again, when you look at go to Farmers, it wasn't just people from Farmers coming up there selling drugs or talking, doing whatever. It was people from all over. So we had people from Harlem, you had people from Brooklyn, Bronx, and you and probably maybe for even out of state, that came up there kind of parlayed and talked. So you could see it in what people wear and know where they're from. So from that, I just was like, I kind of like this, and I didn't even have the money. So my mom and pops wasn't hearing that, paying $1 million for no, sneakers and no jeans and no whatever or no gold chain, especially no gold chain. So I have to look it from afar. So when you finally make it, where you can kind of set your tone and do what you want to do, again, of course, I took it to the highest level.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Those are priceless days, man. I often reminisce on those days, man, and we had an upbringing unlike any other, man. Like you said, we were right in the middle of the best of both worlds, man. So yeah, definitely. What has been one of your most? I know you've had a lot, bro. You've had an illustrious career. You've been doing this for a long time. But what has been one of your most memorable moments since you broke into the fashion game back in 1992?
They're all great moments, and I can't really pinpoint anything that can just say that's the best moment, because again, I teamed up with 3 other partners, Keith, Carl, Damon, and they, took the ride with me to kind of make this happen. And I knew this was going to happen. So everything was planned, ordained. That was happening. So for them, they could point out, oh my God, when we did this or we did that. For me, everything was the same. Because I'm a constant visionary, a constant like a guy that just keeps going, regardless of what was happening around me. It could be fire, it could be brimstone, it could be whatever it is. It could be great, it could be good, it could be sort of okay, it could be whatever it is, but I'm still constantly keep moving into what I'm ordained to do, which is business.
Absolutely.
I know I'm never gonna have to set the right answers, as people would say, because my answer is different, because I'm a different human being.
But it's your experience, man.
My experience, because all my experience was the best. If I pinpoint what that means, the other one wasn't as good. Or
Yeah.
good because this is what I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Even growing up, you was always you never followed the leader. You always was on your own
Tell that to
shit.
my
Oh,
parents. Tell that to my
yeah.
parents.
Right. Right.
There
Yeah.
was what I was following, but I actually wasn't following. I was looking.
Right. Right. Right.
I was looking to see where
Um.
they were going and looking to see what they were doing because I had a
Mhm.
vision of what I wanted to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. At what age did you know you wanted to be in the fashion business, particularly?
I want to say what right before I was in the going into the military. I mean,
Hmm.
I worked at Coliseum. I worked at I'm at Coliseum. I'm sorry. I worked at Gertz Mall. I
Remember
worked
Gertz? Wow.
yeah, bro. I worked at
Wow.
what's the mall in Long Island?
Green Acres,
Green Acres, not Green Acres. Yeah, I think I worked at Green Acres too.
Valley
Valley
Stream, Green
Stream. I
Acres.
worked at Valley
Yeah.
Stream. I worked at
Yeah.
Macy's there when I was a kid, early in my fashion, I guess, quote unquote career, because I kept getting fashion jobs,
Okay.
fashion retail jobs. And it kind of taught me that, okay, because again, I figured, I can't get the clothes on my own. So let me get a job and then be able to buy the clothes at a discount from where I'm
Right.
at. You know what I'm saying? So I was
Right.
learning merchandising, I was learning retail and all that from a little young age. And I
Mm.
want to say, as soon as you be able to get a job, it's 15, 16. And I had to get a job because, again, you wasn't getting no girls if you had no,
You got that right. What year did you enlist into the Navy?
1989. So in
89.
1989,
Okay.
I went in and I asked them, did they have any jobs in fashion? Because my pops was like, listen, um, I said I finally know what I really want to do, and I just kind of looked at all the stuff that I've done, previous. It was in fashion. I said I want to be in fashion. He was like, I ain't paying for you to go to school. So you either
Mm.
go into the military or you're going to go into the military. So that was
Right.
two
Right.
options, and they both were free. So I picked one, right? So then I
Right.
said, hey, is anything you could do, anything in fashion? Like, no, you can go to school. You know what I'm saying? But they lying to you, whatever. You went in anyway. But
Hmm.
actually, it was a school because in turn, when I was in the military, I was meeting people from all over, like
Hmm.
from New York. Because again, when we younger, the world is big as our block.
Yeah.
And we had neighborhoods. We live from Queens. We got neighborhoods, so you could know a
Yo.
lot of people in the neighborhood. You were big. You was somebody. So
Hmm.
you traveled to Manhattan, traveled to Brooklyn, but now you're outside of that. Outside of your own bubble, and you meet people from Texas, you meet people from Missouri, you meet people from
Yo.
Houston, and all this. So you looking at them and you're watching them, and you're saying to yourself, "Well, why do you wear that? And why do you wear it the way you wear it? Why do you wear it the way you wear it?" And you could tell who's from where because of what they
Hmm.
wear, right? So I would
Hmm.
just really look, taking in that knowledge, and then I get to understand why people buy, why people wear what they wear, and all that. And that's what made me a better, I guess, businessman when it came to fashion.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you went in 89. I went in 88, and I went to the Army in
Yeah.
88. So yeah, I did. I went the same path a little bit, but
Thank you
yeah,
for your service,
definitely.
as everybody says, right? Thank you for your
Huh?
service. Thank you for your
Yeah,
service.
thank you for your service. Yeah, thank you for your service.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely. So like I said, I did some research. I watched a few interviews and stuff like that. And you were in a car accident when you was on the Navy base, right? I heard you say that you had a slip disc and a swell disc, and the
yeah,
accident left you paralyzed.
yeah, yeah.
Um, now
From my
that's
waist
something,
down.
right? That's something that can be, super discouraging. Was it a situation where the doctors told you that you wouldn't walk again, or that you would, or was it just that you fought through it so that
Well,
you knew that
well,
you was going to be able to do it?
well. I mean, God willing, they said it was temporary, and
Okay.
because it was swell, that's what happened, and the swelling would have to go down. So
Okay.
you didn't really panic, but you panicked. And
Right.
for
Right.
a while, I was, going through the rehab and things like that. I had to go to Bethesda, Maryland to go through all my rehab. And then
Okay.
I was walking much better and everything was fine. But everything was never fine. I always lived with pain. I'm actually
Right.
disabled right now. I can get
Hmm.
a couple $1,000 a month, for
Hmm.
life,
Right.
because of that accident and things like that. So, and again, I kind of wish it never happened because again, living through pain, I'm more than a
Yeah.
leave. So people go like, oh man, you walk around, you act like you fine, but like when I get up in the morning, they ain't not with me. You know what I'm saying? And to see what I got to do to get up. You know what I mean? And not my
Absolutely.
own, my own volition per se. It's because happening. When you're serving.
Right. So you come home from the military. Damon's got this thing going on. You got these hats and whatnot, and you walk in and you check this out. And you made the decision like right away. I heard you say that you had like $6,000 and you gave him 5 and was like, boom, let's go for it. What made you make that decision so quickly? Did you just feel it? Did you just know it was gonna happen? Like what made you make that decision so quick?
To give him credit, it was more the name. And because marketing is a part, that's a part of marketing. And I went to school for fashion. So when I saw that, I'm looking at that, I'm like, wait, this is what I'm being taught. And I'm like, this can actually go a long way. And it just snapped because it was perfect. Perfect timing. I had the money. I wanted to be in the business. I had just I was working at Macy's and that's actually a little later. I eventually quit to actually work really, extensively on the brand. But for me, it was a no-brainer. I mean, FUBU. It was company closing the ForUsByUs, and we couldn't find anything that was really for us that was biased. So it was like perfect. So you know who made it? You know who did the logo?
Shamik did the logo.
He did the logo.
Sammy. Shamik did the logo. Yeah. I remember. I think probably in some of my crates or something somewhere, I got one of them old business cards with that original logo on it. Yeah, absolutely.
Again, audience, you got to understand, we go back since I was 10 and he was 13. So when I say to people, you don't know him, we know him because they lived around our neighborhood.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I remember when it kind of took off, well, at least in the public eye, when you guys did Video Music Box with Ralph McDaniels. Yeah. And I believe you guys had hats and maybe t-shirts at that time. Did that spot, because Ralph was the shit back then, man. Like everything went through Ralph.
I was BT, MTV, everything, all in one. And it was a good show.
For those that don't know, Video Music Box was a show that came on in New York City way before like the MTV phase and stuff like that. And Ralph McDaniels was the host of that show. So we all tuned into that show to watch the latest videos and so on and so forth. Did doing that show at that time, did that kick things off at a higher level for you guys?
Oh yes, because again, that was the first taste of fame was one hell of a drug. The first taste of, and I'm not even necessarily saying it more in the realm of fame, but it was more of marketing, because again, when you have viewers and those viewers tell someone else and tell someone else, and that show goes over and over and over again, that's advertising. So that was your first bit of advertising of your brand and what you can do. And again, I was nervous as heck. Still to this day, I don't know how I got any words out. And I was never a man of any words because I always was really into the brand, into doing as far as the fashion concern. Now I'm a little more talkative. Sometimes I'm chatty catty, like I'm gonna just keep talking. But I guess it's because I didn't really say things back then. But that really took us to like plateaued us to the second level. I mean, and of course, next to that, you got the LL Cool J's and that.
I'm gonna get to that too. Yeah. Absolutely. Now tell me, what were those early days like for you, Damon, Carl, and Keith? Like, and what I mean by that is, I know Damon was always more of a hustler, right? He was always out there doing everything that he could possibly do to get some money. And you were like the creative visionary. So how long did it take for you guys to kind of like settle into your roles, or even figure out what those roles would actually be and where Carl and Keith would also fit into the equation?
Well, Carl and Keith were kind of like, they didn't really, I don't want to say they didn't fit in the equation as yet, like as that early. They were more helping because again, they had other things to do. This was my job. And then Damon was working at Red Lobster. So
I remember that. Yep.
He could also do the things that I could do because I didn't really work. I worked at Red Lobster as well, but I didn't have the same type of shift. And I was more so into the clothing. I would do more. He'd had more shifts, but I would be doing more of the work because again, like I was going to school. He didn't know the business. I was going to school. I'm learning, and I'm actually failing classes because I'm using the situations that I have and that are working in to my tests, or if I test, I'm using those answers, and it didn't really fit because what we were doing was not traditional. It wasn't in textbooks. The things that how I was making it happen wasn't documented back then. Now, of course, in textbooks, I wrote books, and everything like that. So hindsight is 2020 back then. Maybe I should have just left that part out. And because I really get pissed off with myself that I didn't get my degree. But that's neither.
Okay. Got you. I noticed like in the past decade or so, I saw that FUBU teamed up with a bunch of different brands because you guys like left the spotlight a while, and then came back, with Puma and Forever 21, and Actively Black was a dope collaboration that I really liked. You guys did some work with Marvel and Black Panther. Did coming back and doing those collaborations put you guys back at a level where you kind of like miss being at that level? Were those collaborations good for the brand?
Well, it was definitely good for the brand. It's the business is weird because it's not even that we changed, the business changed, the people changed. Again, you got to understand we were at our peak, what, 450 million, 350 million, between 450, 350 million. We were doing sales, and we had tons of stores out there. It wasn't all about this online stuff. It was, and people really supported it. Again, we can go back to you. I've known you since forever. You're supporting, I'm supporting you, and what you're doing. LL, all these people supported to help it go. Now, it's not so much that people support each other per se. And now, too, there's tons and tons and tons of things that you can do. Tons of brands you can buy. I mean, everybody has a shirt line, everybody has a hat line, everybody has some kind of line, or endorsing some type of line. So it got so saturated that even though we were who we are and how big we were, we still kind of fell to the back. And then when the bottom fell out of like the market as far as open to buy sales, when all these stores couldn't really purchase a lot of goods, we had to kind of I like total quality. And then I had to bring my quality down, so that brings us down. And then we had to go into more of a low. I don't want to call them low value because they're not necessarily low value. They're just a lower market, lower tier clothing stores. And all the mom and pop started dissipating out of the business, so the business just changed. So then and again, Damon's my boy. He has his way of explaining it. I have another way of explaining it. I have another way of explaining it. But we never actually left anything. It's just the market kind of left us.
Right. Okay.
And we've always still stayed in business. So when people say, "Oh, you're coming back out," we never left.
Never left. Right.
Left. It's just that they're just now to today. There's so many more, and now people, you have brands like Kith or Supreme, and a lot of the hip hop, people that we served then. They flipped script, and now they want to wear the Kiths and the Supremes, and they have our customer, and they're called urban. So the game is a little twisted. The game is the game was fucked up.
Right.
You just got to ride your wave. Now this year coming up in a couple of weeks, I'm starting all brand new stuff. Starting to see the stores again and starting to do. I'm going to do my do a line personally that I put out. I'm going to put out in September back to school. But there's we're going to just start putting some stuff out, and you're going to start seeing it everywhere at this point.
Okay, got you. Along your journey, you've consulted for a lot of brands and so on and so forth. What was one brand that kind of challenged you, that was like outside of urban wear, that kind of challenged you a little bit?
Honestly, here's my other answer, and it's gonna sound kind of cocky, but nothing challenges me because I can go from 5 to 55 in demographic.
Mm-hmm.
I can go from uptown and downtown.
Right,
I
right,
can go from, I was wearing suits when nobody ever wore suits. So I
right.
have a huge spectrum. And the reason it goes back to my heritage of like when you asked me the question about the military, because I
Mm-hmm.
was able to see what everybody wanted to buy. And I know understand what you want to buy. I understand your region. I study. When I go to clubs, I go away, I go out just to go out. I go to places I'm not supposed to be at. I go to places
Mm-hmm.
where I can go. I go to places where why would you even want to go there? And just to look and see what the next trends are. So
Okay.
I'm always going to know because I know what we want because I am the customer.
Right, 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 right. Okay. All right. Was there ever a brand that was like an inspiration for you where you said, I want to be able to do it on that level?
Me,
You.
I don't have no inspiration. I don't have
Mm,
mentors.
mm.
I don't.
That's deep. That's deep. That's
Sorry.
deep.
I tell you, my answers be crazy.
Yeah. No, I feel you though, bro.
Listen,
I
listen,
feel
let me explain it. Let me explain it. All right. This is not really an analogy,
you. Hmm.
but I try to squeeze it in because I can't. It's hard to explain the fact to a person when they've always been programmed to hear mentor, 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 mentor.
Okay. Right.
One day I'm driving Porsche back
Hmm.
to DC. Then I had that long stretch, right? I'm
Hmm.
getting it, right. Now, granted, I just learned how to drive this Porsche. I couldn't even drive it off the lot because I didn't know how to drive a stick. So I got to
Mm.
learn how to drive it, right? So I finally kind of get it. So I'm driving, and I'm getting it. I'm breaking it down, whatever. I see a cop. I'm like, damn, he got me. He caught a player.
Mm.
He
Right,
caught a
right,
player.
right.
I pull over. I pull over. I ain't let him pull me over. I pulled over. What
Right.
happened? He kept going, looking for me. He see me,
Yeah.
right? So then I pull back on the road. Now I could tell he's like, where did he go? Was he going that fast?
Mm.
So it means I can't if you excuse me, if you're a mentor and you're in front of me and I'm in back, I
Hmm.
can't catch you. I mean, sorry, you
Mm.
can't catch me.
Mm. Mm.
And only way I can work and maneuver and do what I need to do is get off the road and go around. Remember we used to
Right.
go to the toll booth back
Remember
then?
what?
When we used to go back to come up to the toll booth, we driving,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
everybody online, and you look
Hmm.
right, ain't nobody on that line. And you
Yep.
like, what am I on this line for? And you go over. It's the
Yep.
same kind of concept. So for
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
at me, if you're going to try to tell me what I need to do, you can't tell me what I need to do because you haven't done
Mm.
what I've done.
Mm. Right, right.
You're not me and I'm not you. Now I can't tell you what to do. I can tell you
Hmm.
I failed in one
Hmm.
aspect. I didn't fail because I learned that
Right.
now you can't do it that way or you can do it this way. So
Hmm.
that goes in my repertoire of knowledge. So I didn't miss a beat. So
Okay.
now I know more. So you're gonna tell me how to do something when you're not
Mm.
going my way.
Right, right.
And if you're going my way and you think that I'm going your way, then you're in front of me. So I can't get around. I can't. You're gonna keep trying to block me. So
Right,
I'm
right.
a vision guy, not a goal guy. Goals is like straight ahead, like what that's all you see. But if I had a goal, I would never be doing what I'm doing because I wanted to be a boss.
Mm.
So I
Mm.
have vision. So I see everything in front of me.
Yeah,
It may
that's
take a
dope.
little longer sometimes, but again,
Hmm.
by the time now you just went there and that's all you know. You don't know nothing else behind that. That's all you care
Mm.
getting there. Me, I care about the entire picture because sometimes when you think that's the right thing to do, it's not. And you can't see it because you're blinded because it has to work. You know,
Right.
people back against the wall and they like, man, this gotta work. And somebody come with them with some bogus something, and they just so busy trying to tell you that it's right. And you're saying, yo, it's right. And then you ask me for advice. I'm telling you, I don't know, bro. You might want to look at it a different way. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. I'm going to just say, hey, look at it this way. And then you make your own decision.
Right.
You're going to make it right, regardless, because your back is against the wall.
Mm.
You know, so those are things I kind of watch out for.
Okay. Got you. Now, a lot of people might not know this, and a lot of people, those that know, but you were working at Macy's. Was this Macy's on 34th Street in the city, or was this?
This is one at Valley, not Valley Street. Yeah, Valley Street.
Okay. So the guy that you're working with tries to accuse you of stealing this cheap ass tie, and you end up quitting. You came back. FUBU's now in the window at Macy's. Did you ever get a chance to for lack of a better terminology, did you ever get a chance to rub it in his fucking face?
No, but I did meet the merchandise manager that I mentioned with every time I tell that story. And I saw him. And he was like, oh my God, shaking my hand, like, hey, wishing that, he could have kept me. You know what I mean? Kept me down, because he was the one that was saying, yo, you're gonna be somebody. I like what you're doing. Keep going.
Right.
Working at the Macy's at 34th Street, and I would walk in every once in a while, looking around, trying to see what the new fashion was, and he would always come shake my hand and say, "How you doing?" But I know I'd never seen him again. And
wow.
He probably seen me, and he probably seen me. Was like, motherfucker.
He probably ain't want to see you.
Because he know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But again, these things happen for a reason. But if excuse me, I'm under the weather. But these things happen for a reason. But if you're stuck on a goal, you're like, man, my goal is done. I don't know what to do next. Me, I was on because I was actually doing something else, and I pivoted but I'm still going straight. I'm still going straight. Now, also, too, I gotta admit, sometimes you gotta go 5 steps backwards, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that's like you on step 3A, 3B, 3C, and then you go back to 4, and then you go to 4A, 4B. And sometimes you might have to go backwards because you missed a step. You thought you advanced a step you shouldn't have. So you might have to go back to 2. You got 2A, 2B, but you constantly got to keep going forward, regardless. Like a slingshot. All these things you learn, by the time you finish learning everything and you let that thing go, how far are you going to go? You're going to go real far, because you learned all the things that you needed to know to achieve whatever that vision was or is.
Got you.
And then the vision never stops. Vision never stops.
Right. It's endless. Yeah.
A goal stops.
Right. Got you. Yeah. All right. Now, those who know about this, we all know how LL slid the ForUsByUs on the low in the FUBU commercial, one of the most iconic hip hop commercials ever made. I think everybody in Queens probably jumped up out of their seat when they saw that. You know what I mean? Because it was so slick the way he did it. Do you remember where you were at when you first saw that?
Nah, I actually don't. I assume I was in the house when it probably aired, but that to this day, like every time I see him, I thank him for that, because he wanted to do that. Because they wanted him to do this, this advertising, the sponsorship, I should say. And he said, well, look, I got these guys I'm working with, and I ain't gonna leave them behind. In his head, like, listen, if I'm gonna do this, I gotta wear my own stuff. And he's like, all right, no problem. But then again, you got to think about how big he must have been. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking from the outside looking in, like, he must have been that big to tell the Gap, I'm going to do, not what you're going to do. So, it was hats off to him, man.
Yeah, that's a priceless moment, man. Absolutely. How did you guys manage to stay together all these years with no public drama? You kept the brand intact without selling it, right? I mean, today's the day and age of canceling people and drama and all of that. How did you guys manage to do it, man?
Well, I can't lie, because I'm not a liar. and I just don't like to lie because this is not my thing. I'm a moral type of guy. My moral compass is really high. So I can't say that we haven't been without drama. I haven't said we haven't been without I want to kill us. Fucking, I can't say that. I'm never gonna be able to say that. You know what I'm saying? But what we do is keep that shit in house.
Right.
And that's the thing that I think people need to understand and need to do. We don't need no clicks. I don't need no, I'm trying to, do it for the gram. We ain't doing that. If we got a problem, it's in the house. Now, some people may know what it is because they're calling it around the house, but we make sure they shut up because that's not, it ain't about that. You got what's in house and what we do is what we do, and that's that. And we don't put our business out there like that. Because again, it's the brand, and you have to protect the brand.
And we kind of come from that generation too, like what goes on in this house stays in this house. Like we weren't from that generation where you put your business in the streets.
Right. I mean, every time you get on the gram, you see somebody talking about if you dated the dude, you liked him then. Now it's he was good. Then what you date him for? Like, stop it. Like, I mean, like, yo, we are doing it. And then you wonder why people look at us like that.
Yep. I agree with you 100% on that one. Absolutely.
But I digress because I don't want to get the young.
It's all good. It's all good.
I'm 55, and I'm probably an OG at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely OGs. That's a fact. Definitely. I was reading your bio. Did you go back to school to acquire your doctorate in philosophy?
No. Actually, no. I got an honorary doctorate.
You got an honorary. Okay. Got you. You've written several books, but in your book, Money Drives Me Crazy, you talk about how you squandered a lot of money and millions and so on and so forth. And I know people have asked you this before, but if you could look back on something that you purchased and right after you purchased it, you was like, why the fuck did I buy this? Because I don't need it. What would that thing be?
Darn. Darn. Well, it wouldn't be the 4 cars. Maybe the 12-carat ring.
12-carat ring. Okay. Yeah.
I was like Liberace. I just had so many diamonds. After a while, I was like ridiculous. I had a stupid diamond belt buckle, all that. And it made me tell myself the 12-carat ring was, and I would just make excuses and say, I'm just hoping for the girl of my dreams or some shit. When I really I went to Houston and I met with Lil J from Rap A Lot.
Okay.
And he had a 15 or so carat, and it made mine look small. So then I was like, man, I ain't jumping to no 20. Forget it. That's it. And I was like, man, I shouldn't have bought this. I shouldn't have bought this.
Yeah. That's one of those purchases.
But the cars I had to have.
Yeah. No, I feel you on the cars. Absolutely. So when because you did it, Damon did it. I'm assuming all you guys did it at some point. You guys were buying out bars and spending all this money on these marketing campaigns, and not really even a marketing campaign, but just more or less like, well, if I buy the bar out, people will buy our clothes, right?
Well, that was my philosophy. That's what I was doing.
You were doing it. Okay.
Now, what I was doing. That's why.
Was it beneficial at all, or was it just money lost at the end of the day?
1,000%. It was money lost because I didn't do it the right way.
Okay.
I didn't do it the right way. I just did it like, okay, because it's going to keep coming. I didn't put it through the right channels per se, put it through, taxes and marketing and things like that. I just went off willy-nilly, and because it was working, and I was thanking people. And, we come from me, how I was raised. I was more raised as a good person, and I was doing something good for you, try to do something good for them. And it kind of went too far.
Okay. That was like kind of like the tail end of that same question. Like, were you able to write it off on taxes or anything like that, or it was just gone?
Jack. Wasn't doing Jack. I wasn't doing Jack.
Wow, that's
I was in a zone. I was in a world, bro. You know, you 20 something more money than God.
yeah, man.
Yeah. I got a, well, equivalent to the Rolls Royce at the time was the Anaj or the
Okay.
drop and security. Come on, man. I'm living.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
No, you can't tell me nothing.
I know that's right. Shit. um, when did your relationship with money change from wasting money to making money work for you? Like, what was that defining moment where you said, wait a minute, man, I don't ever want to go back to being broke. So I need to change how I think about money. When did that happen for you?
Um, I had a couple of tax problems, and
Okay.
uh, I got audited and didn't know, and then all of a sudden, years later, I got audited, and I was like, whoa. And then
Mm.
from the time, of course, they have this thing called penalties, and the
Hmm.
penalties back on just as well. And again, I went in with Bert Bedell.
Okay.
And nobody, if maybe your viewers know, some of them know, definitely know Bert Bedell. He's in every rap song, and he was,
Yeah, yeah.
and he sat me down and said, "Bro, what you want to do, man? Where you
Mm.
want to be? You know, you don't want to do this." So he said he put me on almost like an allowance per se.
Okay.
And, that's when I started kind of like, okay, I need to figure this shit out.
Okay. Got you. Got you.
I got it. I was spending it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Tell me about your involvement, if you're still involved. I was reading your bio about your involvement and your role with the Smart Ledger.
Okay, so Smart Ledger is a tech company. I was always into everything advanced per se. You know, I have to know what's going to happen 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months down the road. And I
Hmm.
knew way back then that tech was AI, and the like were all going to be, it. So I kind of cozied up to a company. They wound up making me the chief creative officer. And why they
Hmm.
did that? It's because I'm very creative. I mean, when I say I'm creative, I'm a little weird when it comes to creative because I could create anything. I could take a shoehorn and make a line out of it somehow. But long story short is that they found that these tech guys, they could sit and talk tech all day, but they can't break it down in the simplest sense. And then they
Okay.
can't get the ideas down in the simplest sense. So they had tons of patents and tons of technology that worked in a big macro, but it didn't work in a micro sense.
Okay.
And they were needed someone to come in and be able to speak for them and actually be able to take that stuff and make it for everyday use, if I can use that.
Okay. Got you. Got you. I'm jumping around a little bit here,
Also,
but
own
kind
the
of,
piece.
huh?
And also own the piece.
Oh, of course you do.
I think that's everything. Now, they say Dame is a shark. I'm the dolphin.
Okay. Okay.
If you see me posting it or talking about it, guaranteed I own a piece.
You got a piece of it. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's yeah. It shouldn't be nothing less than that. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going back. I'm going back a little bit because I remember you talking in another interview, and you was talking about how the Good Life album that dropped
Mm.
on 9/11, um, and that was kind of like part of the reason why it didn't do that great. And then you guys had some discrepancies with the label, with Universal, and so on and so forth. I just wanted to say that it was a dope album. You guys dropped on a day when some classics came out. Jay's Blueprint came out that day, and Fabulous's Ghetto Fabulous came out
I
that day
didn't know
too.
that. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
those
Well,
two albums came out on that same day, man. So you guys dropped with some
gold.
heavy company.
We still went gold.
Yeah, and y'all still went gold. Yeah, yeah.
No,
So that was an accomplishment. I'm not gonna lie. I wish y'all had done more with the music,
Mhm.
but that kind of like leads me to my next question. Which business do you think is more treacherous, the fashion business or the music business?
Definitely music business.
Definitely music business. Yeah, I
Definitely,
would think so.
definitely,
Yeah,
definitely. That is not for the faint of heart.
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And again, right now I have a with the network, I have a publishing deal with BMG.
Mhm.
So if I have content on, in my shows, then I can pick up publishing on that.
Okay,
And
that's dope.
working out a deal to where if I have an artist and that artist actually blows up through them putting them in a show and that show blows up and people
Mm.
want to, I can also do like a single deal, something like that.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope.
It, it,
Um,
it's it's not that it's not that it's 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 and I don't want to say, am I back in the music industry 100%? No, I can say I'm
right,
just foot back in the water. But that was
right,
only
right.
because, but see, now my deal is kind of finite, like cookie cutter. Only
Okay,
I can only deal with people that are signed to my shows that are in my show. I can't go off
okay,
the artists that I heard, from wherever.
okay. Got you,
So
got
I
you.
don't mention it much. Uh,
Hmm.
and actually I do have a show coming out. Well, we'll be coming out. We're closing up this deal. And they have tons of music, so we're looking to do that.
Okay,
Like a
got you,
whole
got you.
group, we have a whole movement with them, whatever. So,
Okay,
next year we'll start seeing some music coming out of me.
got you, got you. Um, Now you guys met Nelson Mandela, man,
Oh gosh,
back
yes.
in South Africa when you guys were invited to come there. I was in South Africa a couple of years ago. Just an amazing journey, amazing trip.
And I know you're
But
interviewing me, but I gotta ask you one question.
yeah, yeah.
How did you? I had a when I there. You did your body feel different?
I mean, as soon as I got there, yeah, I felt like, wow, this is the motherland. Like I felt that in my spirit. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
right. It's something that
Yeah,
I don't even know how what it was, but it was something
yeah,
that was like, why do I feel this way? And it was weird.
yeah,
And it took a
yeah.
minute to like go away, but when you
Hmm.
first started getting there, the first couple of days, this thing
Yeah,
was over you that you couldn't figure out. So yeah, I just
yeah.
wanted it to happen to
I
you too.
felt that. I kind of felt that peace. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
I went to Robben Island, the prison where Mandela was at, and
Oh yeah, I
everything. And
did that. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did all of that, and yeah, man, it just felt right, for lack of a better word. It felt right. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely. Um, what was that like for you guys to meet such a revolutionary, especially at that time? Like this is the
Well,
'90s when he just came home. Like
yeah,
how
well,
was
we
that?
almost missed it because he called. We met his one of his nephews in New York.
Hmm.
So we went out there to do a bunch of marketing runs. We were opening stores out in South Africa. So we went out there to do store runs, go to the stores, and do press and all that. He
Okay.
heard we were there. So he said, put out on the word that, look, I want to meet them. So we're like,
Okay.
yeah, you know. So they took us around, showed us different places. Of course, we didn't go to the prison. I went to I think it's Old House or something like that. And then we went around, and it was like, okay, we're back hotel, and then we went to eat. They kept saying we are going to meet. Schedules didn't work up, so we had a choice to where we were going to go to Safari or go to I forgot the name of the other place in the party place. It's a party place where
Okay.
everybody has fun. Forgot what it's called. And we picked Safari because I mean that's like with Safari. So we went to
Yeah.
Safari, and then we got a call while we was at Safari, at a Safari, that he's back and he wants to meet us. Packed up, forget the rest of the trip, fix the rest of the
Hmm.
Safari trip, and we shot back, went to his house, and we went inside, sat and talked. And I'm just like an out of body experience because it's like talking to God. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
he's like, all right. So he's like, all right, it's time for pictures. He said, no pictures in the house. We just took pictures outside. And
Mm.
when I got back, every cab driver I ever got into, if I had got into a cab, I'm showing your African guy is driving and he's talking,
Right.
trying to act funny, say he acts funny. I'm pulling out the picture like, look, see, man, so act funny to me. And now all of a sudden now he acting different. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So
Yeah.
that, as they say, cap, that ain't no cap. That's real, real.
That's yep.
It's
Absolutely. That's
funny
an
because
actual fact.
a lot of things we did first, a lot of things we did Nobody knows. Like, and if they do know, they don't register it as we did it first because some new guy that just started yesterday, he did it. So I'm like, bro, been there, done that, wrote the book, 4 of them. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I got more than you know. What are you talking about?
They're like, you the blueprint of this shit, man.
Get out of here.
Absolutely.
No, listen, your mom was in line, but the other girl jumped in front of her. What are you talking about? Like, you really want to go there?
Yeah. You got receipts all day.
Yeah, come on, stop it.
Absolutely.
And, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm gonna make your viewers laugh. I see some girls, some women now, and I'm like, "Oh, you look familiar." Oh man, that must. I knocked down your grandmother. You don't even know it. Like, come on. All right, enough jokes. Yeah,
but that's truth, though. That's truth.
So the point. I'm not trying to be vulgar and disgusted and mean and whatever. I'm just trying to make the point of, we don't. It's hard, and you're not supposed to ask for it. It's just supposed to happen. And we got a lot of accolades, so I can't front and say we never got accolades. But today's accolades that people get as if they first, it pisses me off when I hear it because it's like, bro, let's talk about veneers. I seen this, veneers. Man, I had veneers for over 30 years.
Right. But now all of a sudden
back then it was 100,000.
Yeah.
You ain't lying. You can go tier 1 and get a pair.
Yep. You go get them for 5 racks now. Hell yeah, definitely.
And mine now you wouldn't even know.
Yeah. When is the biopic or the documentary coming, man? Because we need that, bro.
I know, but that's a whole.
And it's got to be done. It's got to be done right. Like it can't be done half-ass. Not a Lifetime special. It's got to be done, bro.
I can't even talk about that because we go that. That's one of those inside things you ask if we ever got problems that I can't speak about. I can't speak about that because that's a problem right there. Because with the little tug of war going on in that whole situation.
But are you guys trying to make it happen?
Something's going to happen. It's just how and who is going to be with. Is it going to be? Is it going to be through somebody else's eyes?
Okay.
I mean, if you look on, if you can get some of the news out of it when Damon went off and told the TMZ that I wasn't authorized. I'm supposed to be doing something. He don't know nothing about it, and I'm not authorized to do a movie or a series or anything. I'm like, how did I authorize? I'm the one that started this shit. So
right.
I'm not authorized. So there's a lot of little fighting going on, inner fighting going on.
Okay. I mean, that's a little bit of in-house bickering.
Yeah. Because who wants to tell it and how they want to tell it, but that's going to be anybody. Right. So once we clear that, which we always do, once we clear that, then we'll be able to do it.
Okay, got you.
See, I'm there. Those guys are like married, and they got a lot of skeletons. I got a lot of skeletons, but I don't care about my skeletons going out because it's part of it. And so it becomes a little.
That can cause some shit. Yeah.
But then everything is on me that I did I'm the one that was all over the place, and I was sitting there, church boys. Nah, come on.
And I know that wasn't the truth.
So,
Definitely not.
Figure out how we can tell it, who's going to tell it, something like that. And again, don't take it like bickering. It's not bickering. It's just, oh man, And again, when your brothers, brothers are going to fight regardless.
Yeah. So, but you're still family regardless. Yeah. What are some of the causes that you donate, time and finances to on the humanitarian side of things that are really important to you? Are there any organizations that you want to, just mention that are really important to you?
I mean, the biggest one to me, there's tons of them. I try to help out, but there's tons of them. The one that I've been on the longest is the National Black Chamber of Commerce. to help out entrepreneurs,
Okay.
and help businessmen, help get them get government contracts, things like that, or just help them and entrepreneurs achieve what they want to achieve. Um,
Okay.
Again, I have a weird way of helping because if you come up to me talking about how to be an entrepreneur, I'm going to tell you get on my face because an entrepreneur will ask that question.
Mm.
I know
Let's
is
figure
saying,
it
this is
out.
what I'm doing. Yo, and let's talk. I want to talk about what I'm doing and let you talk about what you're doing because they just want to just hear another angle. That's it. They're not looking for no leeway. They ain't looking for nothing. They just looking to just talk. Like if you're around people that like money, I want to talk about people who have money, you know.
Mhm.
That's what it is. So they want around like-minded people. And that's what an entrepreneur will come up to me and say.
Mm. Gotcha. Gotcha. I mean, that kind of like jumps into my next question because I was going to ask you to briefly touch on that National Black Chamber of Commerce, but you did. Tell me about being a representative of the Urban League Young Professionals.
That is a little more up to date. That I help out as well. And Urban League, um, how do I say this? They they constantly impress me because it's Urban League, when you say young professionals.
Mm.
And I'm gonna say this is gonna sound really weird to people because most people are stuck on TikTok and they're stuck on Instagram as a vice, as a medium for your phone to express yourself, market, do whatever. But there's different ways to look at these to kind of platforms. But when I'm sitting down and I'm talking to someone and they say, "What's your LinkedIn?" That's a different kind of kid.
Mm.
That's a different kind of kid. He's
Right.
looking at Instagram. He's like, "What's your LinkedIn?"
Mm.
He's ready for the boardroom. He's ready for business. He's like, this is
Mm.
not what's happening with no Instagram. I mean, TikTok, yeah, you can sell some stuff and you can do whatever and you can chat and do silly dances. Instagram, you can, try to be an influencer, but none of that's happening on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is about business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's what the urban professionals are bringing, young urban professionals are bringing. So it impresses me every time I talk to and deal with them.
That's dope. That's so dope. Definitely. Um, Tell me about the ForUsByUs network, man. What are some of the shows you got in the pipeline? You screamed on me because I made a comment on
Oh, yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
But I
yeah,
get it
yeah.
though, and I'm glad that you did because that's why we're sitting here talking right now. So tell me about the ForUsByUs network, man, and what we should be expecting.
Well, the ForUsByUs network has been around for a little while now. It's been a couple of hiccups here because when it comes to, media and its entirety, as far as streaming is concerned, to get content, keep getting content, it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort. Plus, I'm also have a lot of different other ventures. So it's kind of hard to kind of keep it going. Although I'm reestablishing it back again in January. Um, I have a distribution deal with a company called Cineverse that I distribute all my content and they have my apps and all that stuff like that. We were just in the middle of building an app prior to the holiday. So then, of course, everything is a holiday break. So now I have to wait till next year to finish it up. But we're looking to, I can't even tell you what's new on the slate yet. Um, but it's, about 250 hours of content, um, along with reality shows, along with documentaries, movies, and the like. So
Okay.
content.
Are you keeping any of the shows that you previously had, like the Side Chick Show
Yes,
or
yes,
Mr.
yes.
Papers or
I'm keeping
any of
some
that
of
kind of
them.
stuff?
Yes, I'm definitely keeping some of them. It's just to figure out which one I'm going to bring back.
Okay.
Uh, and it could take now, like even with Side Chick did very, 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 very well for me.
Mm.
And it wasn't something I was gun ho to do because I don't, with ForUsByUs, you want something you can't have you have to have content for everyone, period. That everyone
Mm.
likes. You have to tell stories from all different kind of angles. So that's how I've I remedy myself from not going crazy and not being mad, saying, "Hey, listen, you're messing up the culture." But what I try to do is, even when I do some type of show like that, I make sure if there's going to be a fight, it's a real fight, and not real fight, but you understand why they're fighting, but then they're also going to reconcile. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
it's almost like a story arc. It goes up and down, and they're not
Okay.
just walking in and everybody's going crazy and doing stuff and making it look bad for the culture. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I understand it exists because it's gossip and all that exists. You know, ratchetness exists. Then you have to tell it, but you have to tell it with a cleaner lens than a lot of other people are doing. And they're making a lot of money telling it on the ratchet. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just have to have the whole. I hold myself at a higher level. I
Yeah.
have to when you look at, and I'm not sure if you even watched it, but if you look at it, it's not even what you really think it is. Not to plot twist. It's not as bad as what you think it is because um it's side chicks, but they're all. I won't tell the story. Let's because somebody might not have watched it, but it's not
Okay.
what it is. What you think, but it's not what you think.
It's not what you think. Right. 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 I mean, and I agree with you on that too, man, because that for us by us name is held to a higher standard, man.
Right.
You know, and I agree, man. When you see a bunch of ratchetness, it kind of influences the young girls to be ratchet. You know what I mean? So
Right.
you don't want to promote just that. You want to promote that, but you also want to have, like you said, you have an ending to it where it's like that may not be the thing you want to do, and this is why.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right. 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 And you may go back to doing it anyway, but
Yeah, yeah.
out.
Absolutely. Is there anything else that we didn't cover, man, that you want the viewers and the readers of Validated Magazine to know, man, that we haven't talked about?
No, I mean, I think we hit everything. I don't even know what else I can tell you.
Okay.
I mean, this is one of the most thorough interviews I've ever had in my life.
Well,
Sheesh.
thank you, man. I appreciate that. I try. I do try.
Everything about you, yo. I mean, listen, I've been in some interviews, man. I had to do the interview. I'm gonna start asking myself some questions. But yo, I appreciate it. And again, I'm like, man, I'm, you know, if I had to have a mentor, then I would pick you, man.
Oh
Around
man,
today,
don't even, man, stop it, bro.
you were the man, bro. You were the man. We all looked up to you.
Oh man, thank you, man. Thank you, bro. Yeah, man. I mean, I've been keeping my feet wet in this industry for a long time, but now I'm at a point where like I do what I want to do. Like I'm not chasing nothing. I'm not beholden to anybody, man. I'm just doing what I like to do and what makes me happy. But I got a couple more questions before you go. Do you have any kids or no?
No, no,
Okay.
no
How
kids
do
out of
you,
wedlock.
huh?
No kids out of wedlock.
Okay, got you. How do you want your legacy to be remembered?
Um, I I keep writing it over and over and over again
Mm,
because I feel that what I'm doing is not for me, it's for everyone else. So I'm going through everything because there has to be that sacrifice in a family or in a group or whatever
okay.
to deal with all of the pain, all the fight, all the strife, everything to make it better for everybody else.
Mm,
And they might hate him because he didn't come around. You might not like him because he didn't do this. So whatever it is, but he's only doing that to sacrifice, right? So then everyone else can have a better life down the line. Because again, if
gotcha.
you look at us in entirety as a culture, as a group, we don't get to hand anything down to anybody half the time.
Mm,
And if we do get to hand it, they sell it. Like, you look around our way, look at all the houses that were around. We knew everybody's grandmother that lived there. Remember,
mm,
and my grandmother lived around the corner from me. Luckily, we
mm.
do have that house. And we own property up there at the old folks' home. We sold
Okay.
half, we still have some of it, but we sold half of that that left the church. But so, you know, keeping stuff in the family, right? Somebody sacrificing, doing all the
Mm,
work, busting their butt, working hard so that the family and the family and the family's family and the family's family could always have a trust and always have money and they can keep going, going, going. And that way it just keeps building, building, building.
there you go. There you go.
And
Last question, man.
that's the
Huh?
legacy. That's the
Yeah, that's
legacy.
the legacy.
When people
Yeah.
know you say it's gonna be legacy, oh yeah, because I want to be remembered. Nah, bro, the
Uh,
legacy is for us to be able to provide and that keep providing forever from all of us, not just us, period, but our even our friends and fellow families or whatever, because we can bring them into the fold as well.
got you. Got you. Last question, man. What does fashion and hip hop mean to you?
Well, fashion and hip hop is the same word.
All right.
I mean, I can't have hip hop without fashion. fashion without hip hop. You
Right.
know, you ain't gonna rhyme naked. And you like that style, right? Because it's a part of your uniform. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Oh
Absolutely.
shoot! What the minute the first check I got, somebody asked me. It's probably surprised you didn't ask me. First thing I got with my check was some Cartier
I
glasses.
heard I heard an interview you said that. You said you bought your Cartier glasses and you bought a house and you bought Cartier glasses and you didn't even live in the house for like a year because you was
Because it was
remodeling
I'm
everything.
redoing it.
Yeah, yeah. Crazy, man. Yo, Alex, man.
It's
It's a
crazy you
fucking
call me
pleasure,
Alex
bro.
too. Now Alex too.
Yeah, yeah, because everybody call you Jay
Yeah, yeah,
Alexander.
yeah,
I
yeah.
know you.
No, I'm
I
cool.
know you,
You know, you do
Alex.
you. You do what you do. Do what you do.
But
I'm
man,
gonna answer.
I thank you for sitting down with me, man. I know you busy as hell, man, and I know you got a lot of things going on, man. But I think it was just I think it was just meant to be. You know, like I made that comment, you reached out, I reached back, and we made this happen, man. And on the next issue of Validated Magazine, man, I just got to get some photos and stuff from you and stuff like that. And yeah, when the magazine drops, man, I'll make sure you get a copy of it and all that other good shit, man.
I
But
appreciate
thank you for taking your time out, man. Thank you for the legacy that you're building. You know, thank you for giving us something to look at in the 90s, man. You know, because nobody was doing what you guys did. You know what I mean? And you guys were the first. You know, I mean, of course, you had Carl Kanai and Cross
it.
Colors
See,
before
got
that, but
got it. Car cannot cross colors.
yeah,
I never will let my
gotta give them their props and their just due, absolutely. But you guys were from Hollis, Queens, man. You know what I mean? You was right down the block from us, man. So to see what you guys did and to see what you guys built that is still here today, like I said, with no dirt on your name in the public eye and the brand still flourishing, that is amazing, bro. It is amazing. A lot of people don't get to do that. Even though they get in the spotlight a little bit, they don't stick around like you
Well,
guys, man. And I commend y'all
that's
for that.
because they're looking on the internet and they're seeing these phrases and words, right?
Mm,
They're seeing, they're seeing videos and they're seeing people regurgitate what they think they know,
mm,
right? They're looking at the shiny object, but they don't know how that shit got shiny,
mm-hmm.
right? They're looking at this. They're looking at a phrase that says, all. What's it say for a PR says all press is good press. Well,
Mm,
that's what a press person told that person, uh, the person that they're hired. It's not they hired,
mm.
that they work for to keep that
Okay.
check.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
Right? That's what they told me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so if you want to tell me all press is good press, okay. When you in jail for 20 years, is that good press?
That's not good press.
So what are
Not
we
at all.
talking about?
Not at all.
Stop
Not
taking
at
these
all.
answers and taking these things that you hear and understanding what it's like. I'm giving you, you think you got the answers to the test, but you can't prove your work.
Mm,
So I
mm,
think when I do these things, I like to talk, I like to give you these little proverbs per se, whatever you want to call them. And I want people to please hear this because we're going the wrong way. We're not
mm,
going to keep going. You're going the wrong way.
mm,
If you want to know
mm,
what's really popping and what it really is, and somebody telling real answers, people like myself, people like you, and without the cap, because I'm gonna tell you what
yeah,
I feel. I'm gonna tell you
yeah,
where I'm at. If
absolutely.
somebody's
Yeah.
telling you what failed, when they're wrong, or what happened, like today, you
Mm-hmm.
said, yo, I shouldn't have did that. You ain't had to say that. We could act like it didn't happen, but you did.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
that's the people that you need to listen to because we're gonna come to you. We're gonna come and give it to you straight.
Yep, absolutely. Always, man. And that's like that's a testament to how we grew up, man. You know
Grew
what I
up,
mean? We all came from the majority of us came from, two-parent households where both parents worked or struggled to make a life that was better for us and gave us some morals and some values, man.
right?
And today you don't really see a lot of that because a lot of these kids are chasing that 5 minutes of fame,
Right.
not knowing that 5 minutes of fame could damage the rest of your life. You know.
Right.
Yeah. So thank you, my brother. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate you, man. And I'm always gonna be on the lookout for what you're doing, man. Absolutely.
I appreciate the chance to be on this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All
All
right.
right.